What's up, guys? For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ann Blackwood, and I bring consciousness to the forefront of your daily life to make life a little kinder and simpler. Today, I'm coming to you from my day 9 of my home vacation, as I've been calling it, and I wanted to bring you something that I really enjoy doing, found myself doing accidentally, and then started doing intentionally for both myself and my clients, which is a time capsule. I found myself doing this in my journal with goals, really. Writing down goals and writing down the time frame in which I wanted to get them done, and then going back in my journal later and being like, hey, I remember when I wrote this. I actually managed to do all those things in that time frame. It's a really great way to mark time, especially in times like this, but in your daily life in general, to be able to then look back on and pat yourself on the back, recognize you still have things to work on, whatever they may be. Allow yourself to look at where you're at and where you were. So, the first thing you're going to need is a piece of paper and, where did that go? There we are. And a pen. You're going to need a piece of paper and a pen. That's really all you need. You can do it in a journal, if you have a journal. But I do recommend, if you're going to do it in a journal, it's a journal that you write in a lot, so you'll fill up the pages quickly and not notice it as fast, or a journal that you don't write in at all, so you're going to set it down and forget about it. Otherwise, if you're doing it with a piece of paper, you can do it just with a piece of paper, or for extra credit, you can actually put it in a time capsule. If you're not the kind of person who just has ball jars lying around, you can use an empty jam jar of some sort. Small milk cartons can work, cleaned out. Or, right now, we have the coveted water bottle. Dun, dun, dun. And it seems like it would be too small, but just for a single piece of paper, it actually works really well if you just fold it and roll it up. So, if you're actually doing it in a time capsule of some sort, you're going to need a pen to write on. You can do this in something that you don't necessarily want to write on if you have a sticker. Like if you're using a reusable water bottle, you can totally do that if you have extras of those laying around. And then you'll want a sticker of some sort that you can write at least the date on, the date into the future that you're going to open it up on, so that it's marked on the outside. So that way if you do stumble across it, you have a date into the future. You know you're not supposed to look at it until. So, whether you're going to do, geez Louise, I'm getting tired. Whether you want to do this for goals or just something into the future, write yourself a little note into the future, just a time capsule note into the future, journal entry into the future, or you can do fears, like I said. Whatever it is you're going to do, write the current date at the top and title it in some way. If you're going to do goals or goals I want to work on are great titles. Fears or fears I want to work on can be good titles. Just whatever it is, journal entry to the future, to my future self. Just write whatever you have a concise title of for what you're actually writing about with the date that you're writing it. Then, once you've actually written it all out, whether it's your list of goals, list of fears, your journal entry to the future, whatever it may be, then if it's just a piece of paper, fold it in half and then fold it in half again so it's a neat little square. And if you're just going to stick with a piece of paper, or if you're just doing it in your journal, then you want to write on the outside of your piece of paper or at the bottom of your journal entry your date into the future. Now, you want to pick something that's far enough out into the future that you will forget about it. For goals that you think you can get done a little more quickly, 6 months, 9 months are good. For things that you want that are further out in the future, or fears, I like to get a little more distance from. I do anywhere from 9 months to a year. If you have something that will keep track of it for you, like your app, your calendar app in your phone. You can set it for way out into the future if you think you can really not open it for that long. 2 years even if you want, 3 years, whatever it is you want to do. So pick that date, and on your piece of paper or at the bottom of your journal entry, write out that date that you've picked for the future. 6 months, 9 months, a year, whatever. If you're doing it on an actual time capsule of some sort, then either take your sticker, if it's something that is reusable, or if it's something you can recycle, write it on the outside, and even write time capsule on it if you've got a big enough sticker, or if you've got something that you're going to recycle or get rid of. Then you need to set your alarm for whatever that date is out into the future. If you have a paper journal day planner of some sort, if you've got a calendar that's made out of paper that goes that far, write it in your day planner or on your calendar. If you have your phone app, set it for as far out into the future as you want, but set that alarm so that out in the future, on that day that you picked, you get that little reminder to open it up. I hide mine from myself. If it's just a folded piece of paper, you can stick it at the bottom of a drawer that you don't go into all that often. If it's something small enough, I will stick it at the back of a cabinet on a shelf somewhere at the back that I don't go into all that often. Anywhere that you're not going to stumble upon it too quickly, or at all if you can help it. And then just wait. Your alarm will get set off and will remind you, or if it's a paper day planner, you'll come to that date eventually and then open it up. It's a great way to really look at, hey, I've come this far, or I set these goals. Whatever it may be, it's always interesting to look into the past and see where you were at, to note where you are now. Give yourself a pat on the back. Say, hey, I had these goals, and not only did I actually complete these goals, but I completed them in the time frame I said I was going to. Or, hey, I had these fears, and I don't have these fears anymore. Or, why am I still afraid of these things? Why haven't I completed these goals yet? And maybe figure out what you can do to actually overcome those fears or complete those goals. Whatever it may be, even if it's just a little letter to yourself in the future, being able to look back on the past to see where you are now is really fun in the future. So I hope this is a little something that can keep you busy at home. You can do one, you can do many. You could do one for goals, one for fears, one for something else, whatever it may be. I hope this keeps you busy. Stay safe and stay sane. May the energies you serve you well. And let's make our way through and make life a little kinder and simpler. Have a good day, guys.